Hi, this is John again here for Heavy Duty Tape. In previous videos, I've showed you some basics of some floor sign creation and some floor tape creation, um, and some graphic design basics on how to work with the customizer software. On this video, I'm going to show you all the various different types of floor signs that you can create. So here we are on the custom floor signs page. Um, we have various different types of shapes. You see we have circle, triangle, diamond, octagon, square, a horizontal rectangle, or a vertical rectangle. We also have these items down here that are based on diagonals or hatches. You can do black diagonals or white diagonals, and we have some different orientations of signs here. We've got a square shape up here. We have vertical and horizontal rectangles down here in both black diagonal and white diagonal varieties. So I'm not going to do every single one, but I'm going to take you through a couple of them here just so you can get the basics of creating signs with a few of these. But of course, we invite you to explore and try and figure out what works best for you um, and go from there. So first thing we'll do is we'll jump here into a triangle floor shape sign. And here's the product page for that. Of course, on any of these customize it products, you want to go in and customize the design before you do anything else. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we get our message up front here that tells us that we can change the background color. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for this. I'm going to make this a yellow color. So we're going to make a caution sign. So we've got our yellow color selected here. We're going to move on and we're going to do a typical caution pedestrian icon here. I'm going to bring him in and resize him here to something that looks like you can read it. And we'll center it up here. And we're going to add some text to the page by clicking Add Text to Canvas. And over here, you want to click on the canvas to add the text. So I'm just going to do a very large caution message. And I'm going to pick something like the Impact font that is nice and big and bold and also condensed. And then we can make that as big as we want. I'm going to go ahead and go in here and change the color to black. And we're going to click off of this and make this caution message as big as we can. And we'll center that up. You see we got the pink dotted lines here that help us line it up. I think maybe I'll make this line a little bit, or this icon a little bit smaller, and make this text a little bit bigger, because I think caution is the message we want them to receive here, so that should be biggest. And we'll just line this right up, and we're done. So it's that easy to create a floor sign. I'm going to go ahead and hit the submit button here. It'll show me a preview of what we're looking for, and that looks good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and it's going to save a preview, and it will be replaced right in here. And there it is. And there's our custom sign, our custom floor sign that we're ready to check out and purchase this. So I'm going to do a very big one here, a 48-inch set of one. I'm going to get one of those. I'm going to add that to the cart. And it's added. We can view the cart just to check that out. You get a preview here, of course, if you want to keep that. And then what we'll do is we'll go back to our custom floor signs listing. We're going to create a new one here. So the next one we'll do, let's do a stop sign. So we'll go into the octagon shape. That is, actually we're going to go ahead and create a new tab here. You don't have to do this part. This is just for my demo purposes. So we're on the octagon shape here. We're going to create a stop sign. It's similar to what we have right here. So we're going to go into customize this design. And again, we have our message up front that tells us we can change the background to anything we want. Let's do that. We have this red color here that is pretty big and bold, but I'm looking for a different red color that maybe is a little bit darker. So what I'm going to do is jump into my colors and click the plus icon here to get exactly the red color that I want. Change these sliders around to get exactly what I'm looking for here, and maybe a little bit deeper. There we go. That's Now the first one was a little bright, but I want this one to be a little bit of a darker red. So I think that looks good. So we'll move forward here, and we're going to add some text to the page. And we click on the canvas to do that. I'm going to change the text color to white. There we go. And we'll just pick a simple message here. It just says stop. And maybe we'll go with Arial Black on this one. And click off of all this stuff and use the handle to make this message as big as we can. And I think this would be helpful here to add another smaller message underneath that says look both ways, because this is going to go in a heavy trafficked area. So let's do that. Let's add another piece of text to the canvas. Again, we click on the canvas to start adding the text. So let's double click into the text to edit the message. And we'll say, look both ways. And we'll make that white in color. And we'll make that a little bit bigger. And the stop sign probably could be a little bit bigger as well. Stop message. And we'll line it up. And again, we can use the arrow keys on our keyboard here to nudge these items directly right into place where we want them. So we'll go ahead and do that here. And maybe this comes down a little bit more, so it's separated a little bit more from the message. And I think that looks pretty good. We actually want to be able to add a logo to this stop sign as well, so I'm going to go ahead and do that here. In our pictures, we have already added some logos here from the previous videos I've done. Check out the introductory video if you want to see a way to do that. What would look best on this would probably be the white version of the logo. So let's bring that in here. And we'll put that down here at the bottom, nice and small, so that we can still see it, but it's not dominating the page here. And just to get an idea of what the full color logo would look like, let's go ahead and upload a new one here. This is my folder full of logos. I have a full color heavy duty tape SVG here. So I'll go ahead and upload that. And we'll wait a moment while it uploads. There it is. We'll go ahead and click on that to add it to the canvas. And this actually doesn't look too bad, but the black of the logo kind of gets lost in the red a little bit here. So I think the white one is probably the best choice here. So we'll go ahead and keep that, and we'll delete this logo. And maybe make that a little bit bigger. But overall, I think we're pretty good here. All right, so we got our stop sign. We're all set here. We're going to go ahead and hit submit. Again, it gives you a preview. And if you're good, you can hit the checkbox icon there, and it will move forward. And what it does is it replaces the initial image with the custom image that you just created. If we wanted to, we could go right back in to edit the design again. But I actually don't need to do that, so we'll go ahead and hit submit again. And it keeps everything in place here. If we wanted to, we could download a PDF of this sign that we just created, just for your safekeeping and later use. You can do that if you want. It's not required though. So here I have my stop sign. I'm actually going to put this, since we have a directional, we basically have a crossroads here in our warehouse, so we're going to create 4 of these. I think that'll work perfectly. We use the 36-inch width, and we'll do 4 of them. That way our forklifts can see, can look at that stop sign and see it at all intersections there of our walkway or our driveway there through our warehouse. We'll hit add to cart, view cart, and we can then see that we've got our stop sign right here, 4 of them entered in. And let's move back, and we're going to create another floor sign here. What we'll do on this one is we'll move down. So what I covered here is kind of the basic solid shapes that we have up here. The other ones work in pretty much the same way. I'm going to show you a version here with some of these cross hatches and these diagonals. Let's look at the black diagonal one. And what we're doing here, just so you can understand why we've separated these out the way we have. This product here would be for black diagonals, and this product here, which looks very similar, would be for white diagonals. And the reason we did that is so that we could pick a background color without having to worry about the alternate color there that is creating the diagonal. So basically you just choose whether you want black diagonals or white diagonals, and the other color you can choose as the background when you get set up here. So you'll see how that works here in just a second. So I will, again, I'm going to create a new tab here just for my demo purposes to make things quicker. Not required on your end. We'll go ahead and hit customize this design to jump into it. And again, we have our message up top that says you can click on the background to change the background color. And what that means here is that since we picked our black diagonals as our product, those are going to stay the same. You can't change those. And we're going to change the yellow color here as our background color. So I click in there, and if we change it, say, to green, that might work. If we change it to black, it's not going to do a whole lot there. You could make it orange, make it purple, any color you want. In this case, I think I will stick with red. And again, the white area here always stays stationary. That color doesn't change unless you add something into there. But we do that just basically so that you can have a nice white canvas to put your message on. So on this, for this example, I think we will do a hearing protection required sign. And you'll see that it drops the icon right on in there. And we can resize this to whatever size we want. And I'm going to add some text here. Again, we click the button and then click on the canvas to get the text in there. So if we double click on the text, we can edit this box, the text inside the box here, and we'll say hearing protection required. And if I hit select all, or if I use my mouse to select all of this text, I can center it up right here. We could use a color that stands out, maybe stick with that red color, and maybe use Arial Black to get a bolder font. Could do that. And I think that looks pretty good here. Maybe make it a little bit smaller to fit in there a little bit better. Again, we can use our arrow keys to nudge this perfectly into place where we want it. And we can make our icon a little bit bigger here. Icons as well can be can change color, so you can make a color change to this in any way you want. If you want, we could go ahead and make this the red color that we're using for the background. So I think that looks pretty good there. We'll go ahead and keep this the way it is. If we wanted to, we could go back in and add a company logo in here if we wanted to. Totally up to you. But we have a full color version of the logo that we just added. So let's go ahead and put that in there. We'll size it down here to, not dominate the rest of the message here, but we can at least put it right up there so we know who made it. There we go. There's your logo. All right. So our black diagonal square floor sign is complete here. We're going to go ahead and hit the submit button. And again, we get a preview. And say that's okay. Move forward. And again, it's up here in the product area, and there's a preview image of what we just created. Again, you can go back in and edit it, or you can download a PDF of it, or you could completely get rid of this and create a new one from scratch. I'm pretty happy with this, so I'm going to go ahead and do a set of a 24-inch, it's a square, so 24-inch all the way around, set of 2. And so it's a set of 2, so we'll get 2. So a quantity of 2 would make it 4, quantity of 3 would make it 6, and so on and so forth here. But I just want one set of 2. So I will add this to the cart, view the cart, and again, there is our hearing protection required sign that we just created here. So I'm all set. I've got all my signs ready to go, custom made. With my logos just the way that I want them here, with icons that I picked. I'm all set to go. So I'm going to go check out and The crew over at Heavy Duty Tape is going to receive these and get print ready documents ready to go and ready to print out. All right, so that is basically how you create floor signs here. If you have any questions, please make sure to get in touch with us here at the Contact Us link. We'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks.